Hello everyone, it's your sister Olan, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about a live call-in show that Lovely T 2002 had on her channel, where she had subscribers and different people call in, men and women, to give their perspective and their opinions on a conversation that Eboni Williams and Iyanla Vanzant had on the Griot. And this conversation also went into the Breakfast Club, where Eboni Williams was also a guest. So there were different opinions. There were many different great opinions, different perspectives. But I wanted to highlight a few. Probably may do like different videos. But this is a young lady that I really respected her opinion. She was 19 years old, and for her to see it in that way, that is to be applauded. So we're going to listen to what she had to say
about this situation. I feel like, from a younger perspective, I feel like a lot of these people and a lot of these adults, from the clips I've seen, are very childish. And like this conversation, I feel like these types of conversations happen on the internet like every 6 months. And it's kind of like, I'm ready for you guys to wrap this up. Just for the simple fact that for example, Eboni, y'all are saying she's a lawyer. So why do y'all expect a lawyer to date a bus driver? That just does not make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Why is it when it comes to Black women, like we have to be tested? You get what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it everywhere. Like, the way I have grown up is that, bus drivers are average. But what's wrong with being average? Why is average a bad word? You get what I'm saying? It's like social media has made it to where average is a bad word when it's really not. Nothing is wrong with being average. And I don't know why there's a lot of like bus drivers, that one football player, that ex-football player that came on here that are getting butt hurt. It's okay to be average, because most of us are. It's okay to be average. And then on top of that, I just feel like about the ex-football player, I was thinking, like, and I'm sorry if I can't articulate this correctly, but I'm sitting here thinking, like, you said that you left the girl back in the hood that was down for you before you went to football. So does that mean that you just dropped her and then you went for whatever was best, and then once you stopped doing all the stuff that you were doing, you went back to her? Like, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, when it comes to Black women, is that we get dropped, and then once they are at their highest and then they fall down to their lowest, then they want to come back to us. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. That's just disrespectful to me. And it's disrespectful. This whole conversation is kind of disrespectful to Black women in general.
So she said a mouthful, and she said a lot of very good points. But I wanted to just focus on certain points of what she was saying. Like, from what I've heard and what people are saying, Eboni Williams was somebody that worked her way. She worked real hard to get out of poverty. And if you were not given a head start, you were not given a hand up, it takes a lot of work to get out of poverty. So when the person has put in the work, we're not talking about character and other stuff, put in the work where they have achieved a level of success, they cannot marry anybody. You cannot pick anything. Because when you pick anything, it could cost your life. It could cost you all the work that you put in. It could cost all of that. You have to be very strategic. What I've noticed is many women they work hard, to get that degree, get that good job, get out of poverty and stuff like that. But sometimes some of them may be lacking in how to choose correctly, how to correctly choose the person who they can spend the rest of their life with, because they were so focused on, getting out of poverty. They didn't focus on, hey, what do I need to look for? What I'm looking to make, not only money wise, but also character. Because a person may have all type of money, but they have no character. They have no morals. They have no values. Whereas a person may not be where they are yet, but they have the ambition. They want to do better. They want to do better, and they are actually working better. They probably just needed that little push. So you have to be where we mess up sometimes is in the choosing, when we're choosing our mate. But then you still have to choose a person that's on the same line, at least have the foundational beliefs, foundational standards that you have. You just can't pick any body. And then people talk about there are certain bus drivers that make a lot of money. It may not be all of them, but there are certain bus drivers, they make good money. And then some of them not only have their bus driver salary, but they actually invested. They do investments. They have different things going on, so they make their money grow. So can't just look down. Oh, bus driver is beneath me. But you have to look more. We focus too much on superficial stuff. And then when she said that many black men, when the ex-football player did come on, and he was like, she was just making an assumption. She didn't say that's what happened. Like he said, when he got to the football, then he went back to the where the hood, and he married the girl that was rocking with him before he had anything. But she just was speculating, did he, before he went back to the hood, did he had like other women or other races of women, and it didn't work out, and then that was his second choice? You just speculating, because as we know, this does happen. That may not have been what he did. He may not have not actually had any relationships, and then he was like, you know what, I'm ready to choose a wife. I'm gonna go back to the people that knew me before I had money. But as we know, there are some men that don't do that. There are some men that, let's say, particular rappers, athletes, and stuff like that. They go out after different races of women, but then they're just looking at superficial stuff. This is why we're in the problem that we're in. We're looking at superficial things. Stuff that don't have any substance. You're looking at the breast. You're looking at the behind. You're looking at the color. Oh, my kid's gonna have curly hair. They're gonna have blue eyes and stuff like that. But you don't look deep down. Is this person able to spend the rest of? Am I able to spend the rest of my life with this person? Because the Bible says a prudent wife is from the Lord. If we're talking about a prudent wife. And then if you talk about a husband, he say a husband lays his life down for his wife. That's what you're looking for. Somebody that's willing to sacrifice for his wife and for his children. What is prudent? A prudent, since we're talking about the ex-football player, a prudent wife is having or showing good judgment or caution, wise, sensible. This is, I'm in my dictionary, so I was already there, but let me pretend I was flipping through the pages. Sensible, showing careful management, economical, and can be frugal. So a prudent person is somebody that shows good judgment or caution. So every move that they make it with caution, with wisdom, with sense. because they know they have a future ahead of them. And before she's a prudent wife, she's a prudent woman. So you don't automatically, just because you become a wife, then you become a prudent wife. No, you are a prudent woman that will become a prudent wife. You will continue to be prudent. So we're focusing on the wrong stuff. And a lot of times these things are coming from these conversations online. And I don't want women to think that all black men are that. It's just these black men that stay on the internet. Some of them have money, some of them don't have money, that stay on the internet, that are in these conversations, that are pushing these conversations. But there are black men, successful black men. Their first choice is a black woman, was a black woman, will always be a black woman. Always. I have this firefighter friend that I have. We volunteer together. He made history. As becoming the first black chief, which is very rare. He married a black woman, and then it didn't work out. And then when he did it again with a black woman, and actually with the same black woman that it didn't work out with, because he wanted to try again. And then this is not only him, there are countless. Even when I go to different these galas, these, what do they call it, fundraising galas where the tickets go for $600, $1,000, and a table is like $50,000. There's people different, there's all different types of people. But when I do see black men, they're always with black women. And these are successful black men. So sometimes we have to get off the internet and stop listening to these loud, manipulative people that are talking, that are able to, their rhetoric are able to spread, and it's affecting many black women's self-esteem. And if you didn't have self-esteem, you being on the internet, you will never have self-esteem. You have to get out. You have to get off this internet. Get off this internet, because the real world is not like social media wants you to think it to be. And a lot of times these stuff are being pushed. Why? These pushed like, when it comes to black women and what they want, they asking for too much and stuff like that. Granted, some people, what they ask for is not rooted in reality. You cannot want let's say a LeBron James, and then you living your life a certain way that is not LeBron James standard. You have to come up to the person's standard, whether you're a woman or a man. If you want a good man, you want a high value man, you want a man of God, you want a woman of God, you have to put the necessary changes that needs to be done. You have to put in the work. But that's, people don't want people, take me as I am. Only Jesus does that. Take you as you are. But then even then, he's never going to let you stay the way that you are. You could come any way you want to Jesus, but then he's not going to let you stay the way you are. But we as men and women in today's, not everybody, but many women and many men, take me as I am. No matter how I am, even if it doesn't align with your lifestyle, you gonna deal with me, okay? It doesn't go like that. Oh, I am the prize. It doesn't matter if we don't match. You gonna have to take me. It doesn't work like that. And then you have people, like I said, that have platforms that are pushing these stuff pushing these like narratives, and pushing these hate speech in some aspects for black women, so that everywhere you go, oh yeah, nobody wants a black woman. Oh, they ask for too much. Oh, they the least married. Oh, nobody wants them. They bitter. They this. They that. They all they good for is sex and stuff like that. All that is for you so it could put down your self-esteem. So, or for you to never have a self-esteem, and then so you don't do the work, or for the work that you put in, and then you go in and you pick anything, any man, any mate, any husband. And then listening to the news, picking any husband, any mate, any boyfriend, any whatever, any life partner could cost you your life, could cost you everything that you work for, could cost your children, could cost your job, could cost you everything. We have to get off the internet. We have to get off of these internets, because real life is not what social media wants you to. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. And a lot of these conversations where, when Black women put out there that they don't want to marry certain people, they don't want to be with certain people, people, that's when it's trending. It's the topic of conversation. Like, we don't deserve to be with somebody that's on our level, or we don't deserve. We should just take whatever we want, because there are people, like I said before, with platforms that are pushing that Black women are the least desirable. I remember this conversation that this guy had.
The quickest way and the fastest way for a demise of a Black man, especially a successful Black man, is a bitter Black woman. Truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? Brothers that's out here that ain't getting in trouble, that ain't selling drugs, what's ruining their lives? Opportunity and bitter Black women. And that's just the truth.
And that was Steven Jackson, by the way, one about what basketball I think he used to play. So at first his conversation was going very good. He looked like he was taking accountability and telling young men that young men to follow him, preferably that are athletes, or that are on their way to some type of success. And then he's telling them that basically the way to go is not picking a Black woman, because they're bitter. Even though he said that, he didn't say Black woman, he just said a bitter Black woman. There are bitter women in all races. Like I said before, a prudent wife. Why don't you look for a prudent wife? A prudent wife come in all races. That's what you're supposed to look for, because that's somebody who the moves that she makes, the things that she does is going to be for the future of her husband and her children. She's not going to say certain stuff. She's not going to do certain stuff, because she represents her husband. She's going to represent her children. She's a role model to her children. She's a role model to other young women that are looking up to her. So certain stuff she's not going to do. So instead of him, yes, he took responsibility. He didn't really take responsibility, because his downfall really is because you chose the Black women that you chose. You probably was looking superficially. You're looking at breasts and titties and behinds and stuff like that, and beauty, which doesn't last. You didn't look at the person's character. You didn't look at does this person have morals? Does this person have value? Does this person have what it takes to be a wife for me, to take care of my children? Not to be a contentious woman. You pick a contentious woman that had a beautiful face, that had a nice body, and then now she's a pain in your butt. And then now, instead of you owning up to your stake and just say, be careful of the women that you choose, you put it only on bitter Black women. And that's the type of conversations, and this was years ago, type of conversations that's been being pushed on social media against Black women. So y'all already bitter. Y'all already give people problems. So how y'all have standards? How you don't want to date a bus driver, even though you went to school and you got your degree, even though you have several businesses or whatever, you better pick whatever comes your way. How dare you not want to pick anything? You need to pick any man. It doesn't work like that. And these are the type of people that are using their platforms as for that. And you can say, oh no, that's not what he was saying. You're talking to a lot of his followers are young, impressionable young men. So the only thing that's gonna stick to them is say, yeah, I need to stay from them black women. So, and any little thing you do, oh, you bitter. Anything little thing you say, oh, you're bitter. So this is the thing. Like I said before, I think I said it before. Maybe I didn't say it before. But with black women who have put in the work, who have worked on themselves, sometimes we have to learn how to balance, that for many of our lives, growing up, they always want you to know that, hey, black is not good. Your hair is not good. The way you look is not good. Is a certain color that's best. So if you're black, that's not good enough. So when we do achieve certain stuff, we do achieve certain success in life, we tend to carry those around. We want people to know. But sometimes we have to learn how to balance that off so that it's not off-putting for the person, for the mate that we're looking for. That's where we need to know how to balance in life, how to maneuver in life with the accolades and the success that we have chosen, so that they don't define us. That's not the only thing that define us. That's not the only thing that define us. Oh, you don't see, because I know a lot of black women. There's just one thing, anything she does, and you say, wow, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, you do, because I got 3 master's degrees. Oh Lord, I always use that as an example. She's a mess. Everything, she wants you to know that she had 3 master's degrees. Oh, I have a doctorate. So we have to balance. Don't wear accolades. Don't just, that's the first thing that you put out there. Yes, that's a part of me, but that doesn't define me. When we get to talking and get to knowing each other, yes, you'll know that, yes, I do have 3 degrees. Yes, I do have 5 businesses. Yes, I work hard to achieve those. Yes, I do. But that's not the first thing that you put out there. That shouldn't be. Because if that's always the first thing that you put out there, that's probably the only thing that you have. You don't have anything else to offer. And you should have a lot to offer. Because that's why you're a helpmate. Anyway, oh my goodness, I have way more to say about this stuff, but I'm going to stop here. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.